In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a lower fairing or lower deflector actually for a motorcycle. Just a couple things. I have a VTX 1300, and one of the things that I feel is that I am getting air that comes through this area in here, hits my knee and heads upward and catches my helmet. And so I get this buffeting that I'm trying to get rid of. On the bike, I already have created some air deflector, wind deflector, I mean, underneath my windshield. Just basically went out to the local shop and picked up some plastic that I could use. On this particular area, I've kind of attached it to a aluminum angle that I got from Home Depot, cut some openings, and installed them into the Memphis Shades quick release mount. And now I'm going to add another set of wind deflectors out here. I've bought these clamps off of Amazon. They're one of these style. They come with different size rubber grommets that fit into the case so that you can put it around pretty much any size 1-inch to 2-inch diameter bar. And so here I'm going to attach a deflector that wraps around to the top of my pegs. And then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with the angle in order to help divert some of that air. In this particular setup, as you can see, it's going to be behind here, attached behind here, so that when I turn my bike, the edge of this deflector does not hit that wind deflector that I have. The other thing I'm planning on doing is is hoping that in order to prevent air from hitting this and going upwards, I may angle it a little bit so that it drives the air downwards. So what I did basically is cut a stencil, drew out the angle, the curve, here, on a piece of cardboard, and then I ended up coming up with a shape, and basically it's about 3 inches tall, 3 3/4 inches tall. That's going to go like this. Let me show you what that stencil looks like. So this is what the stencil looks like. Pretty much matched the the curve on my crash bar. I'm going to mount it like this behind it, and ended up printing some on 11 by 17 sheets. I've got them laid out. I'm going to go ahead and cut it out of this polycarbonate sheet. I believe it's polycarbonate. Can't remember exactly. But I'm going to go ahead and use a jigsaw. I'm going to cut out the shape, and then I'm going to use a belt sander to round the edges and to make the curve smooth. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started, and I'll show you what the end product looks like just before I sand the edges down. Okay, so I've got my shapes cut. So this is the one piece. I cut both of them at the same time, and I have used my belt sander. I've got a tabletop belt sander that I used to pretty much sand down the edges. Didn't do it as well, but that end isn't going to be noticeable. It's mainly the top, and that looks pretty much sanded. I did have a small nick here. I tried to take that out, but it's not coming out that well. So I'm going to now go ahead and just round the corners. Once I've rounded the corners, then I'm going to set it on the bike and drill the holes. I'm not going to take the protective covering on this plastic until I get this thing mocked up in the right location, drill the holes, and then I'll take off the plastic, the protective, so this way I don't end up scratching it up. So let me get the corners rounded up, and then I'll get this thing mocked up and get the holes drilled. Okay, so I've now got the holes drilled in. So I mocked it up on my motorcycle. I'm gonna go ahead and use a zinc coated nut, like screw like this, and I'm gonna put a hex nut on the back side, so that'll be visible from the front side for now. I can later on get a decorative screw to install, but for now this is it. So I know the peg location on one side, and so what I want to do is mimic the location exactly on the other side so that it looks the opposite image. And so I drill the holes in both of them at the same location so that now I can mount the bracket to this before I mount to the other side. So let me get this installed, and then once that's installed, that's the only time when I will remove the protective coating. So here it is installed. As a close-up, I've cut the extra length on the bolts. Here's what it looks like from in front. I've got the other side installed as well. Do want to keep in mind a couple of things that I did wrong. I cut the bolt while it was on the thing and ended up scratching my polycarbonate. So note to self in the future, or for you people, is to cut the bolt to length after you've removed it from the thing so that you don't end up marking it up. I did this on this side, and I had a small nick on the other side as well. That's basically it. Now I'm going to go and test drive this and see if it actually does help deflect the air off of my knees. I am going to go ahead and do my own infill here, create my own chaps, for the crash bars. So I'll probably have another tutorial on, or show you how I did them, so that if you're interested in making your own, you could do them as well. So this was a pretty easy, straightforward project. Anyone can do that, and this way you get to customize it and not necessarily buy what's out there in the market. So hopefully this video has been helpful. If you've got any questions, go ahead and ask, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Hope you enjoy the video, and if you did, like it, and please subscribe. Thank you.